Applied Data Science Training Institute. My name is John Kwejan. I'm a professor at Howard University and director of this program. So today is our second week, and today's topic is Python 1. During last week, during the introduction, I think many of you indicated that they wanted to learn more about Python. So we have Python this week, and then we'll have Python in another week. So in other words, we'll have Python for 2 weeks. So a few housekeeping before I introduce the speaker for this week. First, attendance, you want to check the chat area for attendance link, so that you want to check in that you attended this section, especially for those who intend to get certificate of completion for this training. Make sure that you sign up for coming. Again, check Slack. There will be announcements and other information about the training in Slack, so you can check your Slack for whatever information or updates. If you have any questions too, you can put that in Slack. Recordings, the training will be recorded. So if for some of you, I know some of you indicate that they may have to leave early. So if you have to leave early, recordings of all the sessions will be posted again. For further information about the recordings, you want to check that in Slack. Then during the live sessions, if you have any questions, you can put that in the chat. Then the instructor or one of the TAs will see it and then either respond online, or the instructor will respond to that live. Also, we have TA sections. William, I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yes, John. So I think Ibel has session on Thursday, and I think he posted that. And I have sessions on Saturdays, 6 to 7. And the reason we pick 6 to 7 is because that is when I'll be free. But if it doesn't work, if it's not going to work for you guys, you just propose an alternative time, and we'll readjust. So that's what. Last week we had two attendees, and it was a great session. So these sessions are very good, especially if you are new to Python. Yeah, thanks, John.
All right. So again, the TA sessions are on Thursdays and then Saturdays. So again, check Slack for more information about the TA sessions. So without wasting any further time, let me introduce the speaker for this week. The speaker is Dr. Musa Doumbia. Dr. Doumbia is on the faculty of the Department of Mathematics here at Howard University. He teaches data science, and he has developed and implemented, and as a matter of fact, even developed data science courses in the department here at Howard University. He participated in Microsoft data science programs, and then he was part of the University of Delaware, Howard University, and the National Science NSA social media project on data science. So without further ado, I will hand over to Dr. Musa, and then he will probably tell you more about himself also. So Dr. Doumbia, it's all yours.
Oh, thanks for the kind introduction. Hello, everyone. In addition to what John said, we are also developing a Coursera course that is the application of data, linear algebra to data science. Right, so feel free to check that. It will be available like in a couple months. Right. So like John mentioned, this course is for like an overview of the Python course is now in detailed. So if you are advanced Python, this might not be, it might be boring for you. So the first thing I want to do is to show you how to install the working environment, right? So we are going to install Anaconda. From Anaconda, we'll be able to access the Jupyter notebook, right? From there, we write our program. In addition to Anaconda, we'll also install the Git. So Git will allow us to move around, the file quickly, right? So without further ado, let's go to browser. I want to go to the browser and I'll just search for Anaconda Python. Can you see my browser?
No, yeah.
Okay, so you click on individual edition, you click on that, and you already know that I'm using a Windows computer. So if you're using Mac, you will select Mac, and then you have to choose that. But I'm going with Windows, and then you click on download. Yeah.
I don't think, at least I'm not seeing what you are sharing. So if you want to share.
Oh, that's what I was asking, if you could see my browser. So let me share again. Can you see now?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so let me go back. So I just Google Anaconda Python and then click on individual edition. Once you click on that, it will take you to this. Right, you click on download. You don't have to sign up, so let me close this. It is downloading here. So it is downloading, so this might take a little while.
But Mr. let me interrupt. I think someone's hand is up.
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
No, actually, my question was passed. I'll come back to it at the end. I want to know what I should do to get attendance. Should I go? I put my name in the chat group. Is that sufficient?
I'm posting the sign-in link now. Please look for it in the chat shortly.
Okay.
Okay, so once the download is done, then you need to open it. I'm gonna click on it here. It's almost done. Then I open the file here, and then click next. Can you see this wizard? The wizard just pop out. Can everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay, so you click next and then agree to. So if you are using your work computer, just select just me. If you're on, you can choose all user, but I'm gonna go for just use me for now. And then you can leave it at the default location, click next. Here, I do want you to check this box, right? Unless you know how to set, the path of your environment variable, right? If you don't know that as a beginner, check this, don't worry about this warning. This one is will be due to the fact if you are using other version of Python, let's say you're using Python 2, and then you check this, then there will be a conflict between your Python 2 and Python 3. But as a beginner, check this and then click install, right? And then this might take about a couple of minutes, like 2 minutes. Right. So we use Anaconda because it will come with a lot of packages, just that are Visual Basic. It comes with PyCharm, it comes with Orange, right? It comes with a lot of other software. And we use Jupyter Notebook because it will allow you not only to write your code, but you will be able to print the output in the same windows, the graph, the code. Also, you can document your code in the same page. You can document using Markdown file method.
Professor Dumbia, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
In what way is Python superior to SPSS or SAS?
What way Python is what?
In what way is Python superior to SPSS or SAS?
In terms of data science, it depends. I personally start with R. I was using R, but as I went to a lot of conferences and then I went to some even Microsoft, I noticed that approximately, I would say at least 60% of people use Python. It's the most popular language, when it comes to data science. You can double check.
So
people that I collaborate with.
It's just popularity. It doesn't do anything extra. It doesn't do anything extra.
I didn't go deeper in SAS, so I will not be able to judge that, right? I don't know SAS that much, but I know that Python has a lot of flexibility, right? And then it's easy to learn. It's people say it's very close to human language.
Okay.
Just unlike the others.
Okay.
So if you have a faster computer, you should be done by now, but mine need a couple more seconds because I have so many stuff running on this computer. Almost there.
It's still downloading.
Yeah, so it's almost there. I think it should be less than 1 minute now. Right.
And Dr. Musa, so let me, if you don't mind, please. So as you guys are doing the download, this question comes up. I mean, I'm a strong R user and a Python, and I'm in an environment that also uses SAS. One of the biggest things is the freeware. I mean, these things are free. You're not paying anything. It has a big support network. You put anything in knowledge exchange or Stack Overflow, you get a solution. So if I have data and I'm struggling with, I say, hey, you know what? I have this data, or I have a data that looks like this. I want to do this. How do I do it? You get a whole bunch of responses. So it's a scale of usability. I mean, we've moved from I won't say old way, but the conventional way of doing things to the more advanced way of doing things. And there you talk about Python, R, and Julia, and these tools that have machine learning modules automatically built into them. If you want to do the same thing in SAS, you have to write your own packages, or you have to do a system call to these libraries. I put a link in there. This is a great question, and not to jump. Sorry to jump in, but I'm sure others have the same question. So if you have time, just take a look at it, the link. Yeah, thanks. So
yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I remember what I think I have a colleague. I don't know if he's online. He needed SAS. He couldn't get it free. He needed to pay. But Python is absolutely free, and he got a lot of support. Good point. And then now my download is done. Then I click on next, right? Next. So I need to. I don't want to go to tutorial, but you can. I want to uncheck these and then just click finish. No. I don't want to do it twice. It looked like I double click on it twice. So I finished the installation, right? For me to know that, let me come here. I will search for Anaconda. If I don't see Anaconda prompt, let me see. I want to double check because the same wizard pop up again. We don't want to go over the same thing. Jupyter Notebook, for example. So I want to see.
I think it's a PY.
Yeah, it's Jupyter Anaconda prompt. Yeah, JUPY.
Yeah.
Notebook. And then Yeah, so this means I have it. So I'm not gonna click next here anymore. I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna close this wizard that just opened. Right, so that's what how you install Anaconda on Windows. So the next thing that we need to install is Git. Right, so let me close this for now. I will later on explain how to install, how to open Anaconda, right? We got several ways how to open Anaconda. So I'm gonna go to my browser again. I will just type a git download or git bash, click on that, right? And then click on the first. Let me know if you don't see my browser. So it select Windows because I'm using Windows computer. I click on it. Right. All right, so click on downloads. It's downloading here. Let me minimize this at my end. So once the download is done, I'm going to open it. Right. Can you see this wizard? Can you see the wizard here?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I think there are some a little behind. So if you're struggling, just let us know. If we have a lot of people struggling, otherwise just follow it and then we'll do that during the break.
Okay, so you can raise your hand if you are behind. So now I'm gonna click next. I'll leave it at the default location, right? Oh, I think I didn't uninstall my Git.
Okay, yeah.
So let's see. Right, so I'll just do this. Are we following me? So I'm gonna click next. Right, click next. I'm just leaving everything as it is. Right, next. Right, next. 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 Oh, somebody. Okay. Somebody put the link to the chat also for the Git. Okay, so I'm leaving everything as it is, and then next. So I don't want to go through the experimental, so I'm not checking those, and the installation story. Okay, so if I want to launch the Git part, I can do that. So I'm not going to look at this. So I will say finish, then it will open the Git bash. So now once you open the Git bash, you need, if this is your first time to install it, you need to do this. So let me bring it here. So you can make it bigger by grabbing like this. If you want to type inside and then you want the font to be bigger, for example, if I type this, PWD might be smaller, but if I press Shift and plus, it will make it bigger. Control plus PWD, right? So I will press Control and plus, that will make the font bigger, right? So the reason why I'm doing this, I want to know where am I exactly right now, PWD. So it's just here, I'm at user Dunya. So now you need to set up, you need to configure your username and your email. This is important, especially if later on you will be hosting your project on GitHub. So from your local repository, you can just push it to the GitHub and it will have your signature on it. So first, you need to configure your name. You will say git config --2 so global user.name, and then you put your name here. For example, let me put India here, and then hit enter. and then git config, right, -- global user.email, right, user.email, put my our email here. Our.edu, and then hit enter. Right, so you're done. So if you want to see git config, you want to make sure that you went through git from config -- list. List. At some point, you should see your email, right? And then you should see your username also. So this means that the configuration was successful, right? So now,
sorry, Musa. I just finished the setup. I don't know if it's too fast for the others, but I'm just trying to catch up with what you're saying. So I go pwd. That's what I'm doing.
yeah, that's a prime working directory. Just see if where am I?
Okay.
And after that,
once you download, take us from there.
Yeah,
so I go git config.
Space.
And do I need the hyphens there?
Yeah, dash. You need the 2 dash.
Dash, and then
global.
Okay, and then username.
No, user.name.
User.name, yeah, and then
your name.
Oh, my name, because it told me my username was. Okay. 1 second. Okay.
You have to take us from where we downloaded it successfully. From that point onwards, how do we proceed?
Once you download it successfully, you open that file and click on it to install it.
I did that.
You install it completely?
Yes.
Okay, then open the git bash. So let me show you, if just in case.
I went to the menu and I opened the Anaconda 64-bit folder, and it gives me all the programs that is installed: Anaconda Navigator, Anaconda PowerShell prompt, Anaconda prompt, Jupyter Network, reset spider settings, and spider Anaconda.
You can search Git. When you install it, it should be here. You see the orange, blue, red. You go to your thing and then search it. And then this is for Windows.
Yeah,
right?
This for Windows.
Okay, yeah. So go to your search box here at the bottom. Can you see that? And then type Git, and then open it. Click on it, and then open it.
GGSG. What's it?
Yeah, GIT.
GIT. Okay.
Git.
Okay.
And then hit enter.
I did.
Yeah, so you should see a dark screen like this.
No, when I hit Git, it takes me somewhere else.
Doesn't open. Okay, let me. I don't know if I can
here, right?
see your windows. I can't. But what does it say?
When I hit Git, it takes me to something called a GitHub.
Oh, those are two different things. Let me see. Do you see at your program? If you go to program file, do you see that?
Yeah, when I go to the program menu, it shows me Anaconda installed. It says Anaconda 64-bit new.
And then you also install Git, right?
No, I didn't install Git.
Oh yeah. So we are a little bit ahead of you. So that now I got your what you want. So now this is the next thing you need to do. You just type Git at your browser or
Okay.
Git bash here. You download that. Right, you click on this. Downloads Git.
Okay. Okay, I did. Download the Windows. Then I open it.
Okay, so, and then download. Once the download is done, then you have to click on it to open it so that the installation will start.
Started.
It's installing.
It's installing.
Okay.
Quick question for Stacy. Where in Slack are we signing in? I have opened Slack, but I don't see module 2 showing up.
It didn't let me sign in either.
Please use the link that is posted in the chat. It takes you right there. I will post it again for you.
It asks for a password, and I don't have a password. I don't remember having a password, but I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, because I'm already in Slack VADSTI.
If you're unable to log into Slack, then please send me a direct message with your email.
Okay. It's installing. It's installing Git.
Okay.
It's almost there. It's almost there.
Okay.
Quick question.
Done.
Dr. Dumber,
Yes.
how did you get to this page that is showing? I've finished downloading, but I can't. Yeah.
Okay, you need to look for it. If you search it, GIT, you will see this blue, red, green icon. You click on that. Don't click on the GUI, click on the app.
Okay, great.
Then, right, if you want to make the font bigger, you press, once you open it, for example, when you press Control minus, it will make it smaller. Control plus, make it bigger so that you can see, right?
Got you.
Yeah, then you can check where you are right now. PWD will tell you your current location. And just PWD.
Okay, I'm in the menu, and what do I do now? I'm in this menu which you opened, and what do I do now?
Yeah, once you open it, you can type PWD first.
PWD, okay.
Yeah, don't worry about the $sign or hyphen, just PWD.
Okay.
What is MING W64?
MING.
It's main W64. That gives you access to tools, Unix-based tools that Git needs. It's a main 64. Yeah, main 64. They have the 32-bit and they have the 64-bit. modern computers are 64-bit, so you're better off with 64-bit.
Main 64.
Yeah, main W 64. So main W. Yeah.
It says command not.
W.
It says command not found.
Command not found.
Yeah.
PWD, like you see mine here.
Yes, I did.
And so on top, yeah, on your screen, do you see that main W64? Do you see that? Because you may have a different prompt. Are you seeing the main W64 like the professor has on his screen?
No, I don't see that.
Okay, that means you are not.
No, I do see main 64. I do see main 64.
Main 64, and you see the dollar sign, right?
Yes.
You see the prompt. Okay, now type something like date, D-A-T-E, and hit enter.
D-A-T-E. Okay.
Yeah. It came out with something.
It gave me a date. Yes, it gave me a date.
Cool. Then the PWD should work. So try that. It should be lowercase. Linux is case sensitive.
I did PWD. It accepted it.
Good. Yeah, because it's case sensitive. So be careful.
Okay. So your next is this git config space -- global space user.name space your username.
Git config.
Hit enter. Okay. Did you do that?
No, git config. Okay.
If you're struggling, you can copy it from the chat. So I put two things and then get changed.
Let me go to the chat and copy it.
Yeah. And then change Emma Paris to your name. Change the things in code. Yeah. So there's a username config and the email config.
Okay.
To save time, if you can share your screen so we can see what you're doing, that will also help. Or else we could because don't worry. Do you want to do that, or you want to move on?
No, it worked. It worked. It worked. It worked. It accepted the command you sent me. So I'm with you right now. I've caught up with you. I'm ready to proceed. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready to proceed.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so now the next thing that we want to do is CD is stand for change directory. Right now I'm on user/domumb. I want to go to my desktop because the folder that I want to use is on my desktop. So I will say CD desktop and then hit enter. Yeah, so if I do that, it will take me to the desktop. And if I do PWD again, you will see that I'm on the desktop now. Desktop is the last thing. Right.
Again, I have a question.
Yes.
Typing git config space -- list, he actually brought up a couple of, I don't know.
No, you don't do hyphen, you just start with git config space -- global.
Okay, yeah, I did that. And
no hyphen before git, no hyphen.
No hyphen, no hyphen. But now it's not even letting me type anything again. It says end.
After you type the first configuration?
Yes, it gave my username .email and it says end, and that's it. I can't even type anything anymore. I don't.
Did you put your username within quotations?
Yes, I did. User.email, then space quotation, and it just says end.
You have to put your complete email address.
Yes, complete email address.
Close the command prompt and open it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so once you open it, I want you to cd to desktop, change directory to the desktop. So now you don't have to go to the desktop. You can go to anywhere where you want to save your Python file for this course, right? So anywhere that you want, you can go there, right? So I want to go to the desktop. My folder is there. Okay. So now we need to learn how to open Jupyter Notebook, right? So we can open it.
You have a question in the chat.
I have a question in the chat. What's the relationship between anaconda and git? Do we need anaconda to use git? Anaconda to use git? No. Git is a version control tools. It allows you to be able to go back, like you work on the project, you can do changes. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. If you think that you delete something that you like, you can go back. Git will allow you to do that, but that's another, could be another course by itself, right?
Basically, it's
the version control tool.
Yeah, it's like a DOS prompt.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm here. I wanna go to academic cd, academic there. So from here, I'm going to another folder. I'm just sitting into, I could just go there directly, but I'm doing step by step here. Because if I go to this academic, if I want to know how many folder are there of file, I will do ls. You say I have IT, I have Zoom, I have math folder also, right? So I want to go to IT, I'll do cd IT. Once I tap I and then hit tab, it will complete it, right? If I go inside IT, it will tell me everything that I have inside there, right? And then I can choose what I want. I want to go to VADSTI, right? So I will say cd v, and then tab, it will complete it. VA tab, it will complete it. Now I'm here, I'm ready to open my Jupyter Notebook by typing JUPYTER space NOTEBOOK, notebook, and then hit enter.
Okay, Professor Dubia, but that's because you already set up a folder called VADSTI, right?
Yeah.
So we need to set up a folder within desktop to accept the files we're putting in there.
Yeah. You don't even have to come to desktop. You just go to the place where you want to be. Let me close them and open again. Close this now. Yes. So I want to open my Git bash again. Oh, not do GUI. Quick. Git bash. So now, let me make it bigger a little bit. right? So I don't even have to go all of it down to the folder that I want. Once I'm on the desktop, I can also type Jupyter notebook and then hit enter. It should open a Jupyter. This is one way to open a Jupyter notebook, right? Then I can go to Academy, then I can go to IT, then I can go to VADSTI, V right here. Then I can open a Python file. But now let me go back. So once you are here as a beginner, right? Once you are here, you need to open a folder if you didn't have one. There is a, you click on new and then click on folder, right? So you can create a folder. And then that folder will not have a name. You see here is unnamed. Then you click check mark here, right? And then you need to, you see is untitled, you click on it, and then you can rename it, right? So you can rename this folder here. Let me see why. So is everybody here so far?
Sorry, no, I'm actually not.
I'm not either.
Was everybody able to open a Jupyter notebook?
Yeah,
Sorry.
when I type in the Jupyter notebook, I have an error, like the command not found.
Okay, maybe you write the usual Jupyter is fine spelling. Let me close this. Let me close my. It's the spelling is funny. It's not like the usual one.
Sorry, where do I open the Jupyter notebook from?
From your Git bash.
Oh, from Git bash. Okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing, like I just shared. But let me close this and then open again.
No, it says Jupyter notebook not found.
It's not found.
Oh.
Okay.
Shouldn't we have downloaded Jupyter before we can reference it?
No.
Oh.
It's inside Anaconda already. So one way, let me do this. So go to your search box, type Anaconda. Let's do that first. And then you will see the green circle. Everybody's there. I want to click on it.
Anaconda green circle.
Yeah, click on that.
No, I'm not seeing the green circle.
You don't see it?
No. No. Anaconda. Yes, there's the green circle, correct. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Click on that. It will open.
Okay. Yes, it did.
Yeah, click on that to open it.
It's initializing.
Because this is your first time, then it takes some time. Right. So mine is open. Can you see mine?
Sorry, I found Anaconda and
click on it.
Okay, I'm there. Okay.
Okay, so you see Jupyter Notebook is here already. Is even you can launch it from here.
Jupyter Notebook. Okay, Jupyter Notebook. Okay.
You see Anaconda come with all these. Right. If you want any of these, RStudio, Orange, you name it, PyCharm. So here you click on launch.
Here we click
on notebook.
I did.
Okay, so you should open. It looks like a browser, but you don't need an internet connection for this. You don't need it, right? So you are here, then you can you see this new. You click on new, and then open a folder.
Click on new and open a folder.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I opened the Anaconda, but I don't have the Jupyter book. I only have RStudio. I got it. I saw it.
Okay.
So I just click launch.
Yeah, click on launch.
Okay.
Sorry, I see I can type in Anaconda in my search function, and it brings up a couple of things.
Yeah, you have to click on the
project, Anaconda project, Anaconda navigator, Anaconda client. Which one?
Navigator, the one that have a green circle. Yeah.
Okay, Anaconda navigator 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it will take a few seconds. Once it's up, yeah, it will look like a browser, but it's not actually a browser. You don't need internet connection to open a Jupyter notebook. So once you get there, then you.
That's what we do.
Yeah, you go to new.
This is.
It takes some time.
Go to new, and then what do I do?
Oh, okay. So
click on folder.
Folder.
New folder.
Okay.
Right, and right. So you got your folder here. Now inside that folder, you can.
I clicked on folder. Nothing happened.
Yeah, there is nothing. So inside that folder, you click new, and then you can open a file. That will be Python. You click on Python. Python 3. You click on that.
Okay, I clicked on file, and then what do I do now?
Python. You click on Python 3. Python 3.
Where is Python 3?
New. You are inside the folder.
No, folder didn't open.
Yeah, there is nothing in there. You click on now. You go to new.
And
then you click on Python 3.
Oh, I see. Got you. I'm with you. I've got it.
Okay. So once you open it, it will say untitled.
Yes.
Right. So you can change it to whatever name you want. Intro to Python. Right. So.
Okay.
So you click on rename right here. Then you will see the name has changed.
I put Python in that window, but nothing happened. What do I do
now? When you click on Python 3, let me come here again. Can you see mine? So I come to new.
Yeah, I clicked on Python. Yeah, I clicked on that.
Yeah, Python 3.
Yeah.
So this is what will happen. Look, this is what will happen. Then you come up here, right? And then click on the title. You say untitled, click on that. Then once you click on that, then you can change it.
Oh, I see.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Sorry, Musa, I'm still back where I just got into Jupyter, and I see all the where was it now?
A bunch of files, right, and folders.
Yeah, one is okay. Hang on a second. That's mine. Yeah, a bunch of files. I don't see four. There's like 3D objects, Anaconda 3 contacts, desktop, and so on.
That's fine. Just ignore that. Go to new.
Is there an? Oh, here. Okay.
Yeah, because you see, that's what I will see.
I see.
So you come here, go to new.
Right.
Yeah. So if you didn't create a folder, this is one way to create a folder. You click on folder, then you have to come to you because it will be untitled. Right.
Oh, untitled folder. Okay.
Yeah, untitled folder. Right.
And then.
Yeah. So.
You want me to rename it or?
Yeah, you can rename it.
What's a good name for?
Python.
Name.
You can say Python crash course. Introduction to Python. Yeah, introduction to Python would be a good one.
I clicked on name. It doesn't allow me to do something. Oh, yeah, untitled folder.
Right click.
Right click. I right click it. Click on name. Doesn't do anything.
No, you to change the folder, you got to go to the folder and click on the folder, right click on the folder itself.
Okay, I do. but it doesn't do anything. Just says open link, a new tab.
Well, I think you may want to do what Professor Dumbia said earlier. Just go up to where it says the title and change the title.
Okay.
On the top of the screen where it says Jupyter.
Yeah.
And it will say untitled. Click on that and change the title to whatever title you want to.
Okay. I don't see that right now. Because I see the untitled folder.
Yeah, click on that.
Okay, and then it brings me to the untitled folder. It says the notebook list is empty.
And then change the name, put a new title.
Where would I don't see it. Oh, I mean, here, for example, on your screen, it also says untitled folder. Where would you change the name then here?
Once you click on the untitled folder, there'll be a little box will open up below. And in the little box, you put your title.
Okay, hang on a second. I don't see that, honestly.
Okay, so
I think you can also do like a file save, right? So if you're not seeing that, try the file save. But when you click on the untitled,
I don't see title here as an option.
or do a right mouse click and see. Right mouse, and then you can rename the name. That's also an option.
Yeah, right click.
And then rename. It will give you a set of options and then select rename.
Can you do that here and show me where you would do that here?
Yeah, if you could show him, that would be good.
Yeah, I click on that, name down and name up. I see that too, but does that change the name?
I don't see yours. So if you click on the untitled folder, right? So let's say in your case it was a file. Yeah, do a right mouse click on that and see that. Yeah, where your cursor is. Try that in this. I don't know what you are doing.
It just doesn't.
Okay, I mean we can go on.
Yeah,
your
let's
file
go on.
will be untitled, right?
So anyway, do I need to put something into the untitled folder?
Yeah, you have to click on it. We're gonna open what is the untitled. So I got many untitled here. So I think I will delete this. Right, I'm gonna delete this one. So if you want to delete something that you want, you just check mark, you click on it, and then come up and then say delete it. Right. So you got, yes, I want to delete it. Right, I'm sure. So now at this one, I just create this. If I want to rename it, all I need to do is to click here. Did you do that? You come here. When you create it, it's untitled. You check mark and then you come here. Did you do that? And then change the name.
Right.
Then you can change the name.
Professor Heinbock, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
No,
can you hear me?
No, I'm done. I'm with you.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I found it now. Thank you very much.
Okay, you do it now, right? Okay, so let me see this. This is even empty. So right here, I'll rename the folder. Then I will open a new Python. Right, I'll click, yeah, Python, and then it will bring me here. Again, this is untitled. Then you click on untitled, right? Then you will say intro, right, to Python. And then click on the rename. So this is one way. So second way. The third way is using the Anaconda prompt. We use Anaconda Navigator. You could also use the Anaconda prompt. If you type Anaconda, there will be a dark skin, look like a command line. Right. So from there also you could open Jupyter Notebook. You type Jupyter notebook and then hit enter. This should open Anaconda also. Right. Yeah. And then the same thing again. You can open folder and rename the folder. Right. For example, I have this unnamed, untitled folder at check mark. Let me come back. Come here, rename it. Python folder. Intro, for example. Oh, that exists already? All right. Okay, so once I've done the error and error in the folder, well, you remember this, what's going on? Oh, it's open. Okay, because I got something there. Anyway, so once you are here, right, then you can go to new again and then click on Python. Then you have your Python Jupyter Notebook available to you. So I got some untitled folder, a lot of them, so I can get rid of some of them. These, right, that. Okay. So we learned 3 ways to open a Jupyter Notebook. I think some of these, I just close it. So we use 3 ways to open a Jupyter Notebook. Let me close the whole thing now. So we use gates to navigate through our folder and then open a Jupyter Notebook. We also use Anaconda Navigator to open it, and I use Anaconda prompt to open our Jupyter Notebook. So you are free to use any method that you want, right? You can just directly go to Anaconda and then launch your Jupyter Notebook. So now let's go inside our Jupyter Notebook. We already rename it, right? We rename our Jupyter Notebook already. So I'm gonna launch it from here again. Here, I didn't have to create new one. I'll just go to where my folder is. So desktop, academic, IT, VADSTI, that's it, right? But again, I want to open a new thing because I don't want to read the code to you. I want to do live coding. So I will open a new full file. I give, so today is 3.3.22 intro to Python. So if you use dates, this is one way for you to have a conflict of name, you know, the day, the month, the year. So it's one way you don't get a conflict of names, right? So today we are going to learn how to create additional cells. So once you open a Jupyter Notebook, right? Once you are inside, it becomes green. Everybody should see green, but when you click outside, it becomes blue. Then when I press, in fact, let me put 1 here. Here, when I press A, it will create a cell above it. I click outside the cell that contains 1, and when I press B, it will create a cell below it. B for below, A for above, right? So if I want to merge the cell that contains 3, merge to the cell that contains 1, I will go to edit. I will say merge cell above. So they become 1 cell. Right. If I want to merge to this, I will go to edit again, merge cell above. So it becomes one cell. If I want to delete it, I will just press X. Are we in the same page? Yes?
I don't see how you create a separate piece. I'm only.
Okay, so let's say I have this cell here. I contain 1.
Yes, I did.
Okay, I will go outside the cell. I come here. You see this? After the in, you gotta click out, behind the in. So it becomes blue. Once it's blue, I want you to press A. It will create a cell above it.
Select A.
You press A only.
Got you.
How do I get to the end in the first place? I mean, I have the folder there, but how did you get to the edit functions?
The edit function. This one?
Yeah.
Oh, we open a new. From here, you go to new.
I did.
Click on Python 3.
Oh.
Yeah, when you click on Python 3 and you created the 3.3.22 intro to Python, how did it become a folder on its own? What did you do? Did you just hit enter or what?
Yeah, I just rename. I click on the rename, that's it.
Okay. I did the same, but it's not creating a new folder.
It's a file. So let me do one more. So I can come here. I'll create a new one. So it becomes like this. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Then you come to untitled. I just change the right. So this is a 3. I'm gonna do 22. So 3 intro to Python.
Oh, okay. So you click at the untitled at the top.
Yeah, and then click on rename.
Rename. Okay, cool. Thank you.
I'm going back to my original thing. So once you open it, then you should come with one cell that is ready for you to code. I think I got a lot of message in the chat. Let me see. The Jupyter Notebook, the same in the Mac. I think I had to show, or I will go through. For those who use Mac, should I show the slides, how to do it, the steps? I think we should do that before we start coding. So this is how you open Jupyter Notebook. This is how you open, add more cells, delete cells, and collapse cell together. So now let me switch back to Mac, right? How to install this thing on Mac computer. So I'm gonna close this for now. I have my thing here. So I want to share this PowerPoint for you, with you. So how to install both Git and Anaconda on Mac, right? So first, let's learn how to install Git. Same thing, you go to your web browser, you search for Git or Git download. If you're using Mac, it will automatically select your operating system for you. Or you can go to this website, right? Git, right, -scm.com. It is a free, so you don't have to pay. You don't even have to sign for an account. So once you get there, you download it, you will see this screen. You will see this screen. Click on download.
Git is like a Unix code, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, when I was when we were at Microsoft, we asked them what's one thing that they want the new hire to know. They said if possible, they want to see the new hire to know some type of version control, right? Feel a little bit comfortable with a version control system because you'll be collaborating with teammates. And Git is the most popular version control. Right? I know some people use others, but I like Git. Right. So if you are here, then click on downloads, and then I do recommend you to click on this binary installer. Click on the installer. You have a lot of options like a homebrew, Mac ports, but this is the one that will give you less headache. Right? You come to binary installer, click on installer from there. So if I'm too fast, let me know, those who are using Mac. So once you do that, you will see this Windows. Then you gotta click on downloads. Click on downloads. And then after you click on download, it will take you to this. It will the download will be in your download file. You need to click on this orange box here, right? Are we in the same page? Mac people, Mac user. Let me look at the chat. Okay, so Shimini, are we in the same page? Okay, so once you click on this orange box, then it will take you to this, right? You allow the installation to continue.
She's sending you a message. She's sending you a message in the chat box.
Okay, can you talk about Git? The link to the GitHub for more. Oh, GitHub? I don't have a GitHub thing for these course. I think someone else might be able to do that. So this is the version control system that will allow you to manage file. In fact, some people even write code from there, run code from there, right? You will manage file. You will easily push your work from your local repository to the remote repository like GitHub. You can also pull, right? It will allow you to pull from your remote repository to your local repository. It will allow you to share stuff with your, let's say you're working in team. It will allow you to collaborate. And the most important part is a version control. You can go back in time to get the earlier version if you want. So once this is done, you can do the configuration that we did, right? GitHub, think about GitHub is like a web, like a host, is a remote host for your project. It's remote, like in the cloud, right? And a Git is a tool that will allow you to control. In fact, you don't need GitHub. You can use Git on your local machine only to manage your file, right? Okay, so once this is done, once you install this, then you need to configure your Git like we did it earlier with Windows, right? So user that name, your username, user that email, your email, And then you can check if the configuration was successful by running this code. Okay. So once you're done with the configurations, then you're done. You can close your terminal. If you use a Mac, you know, this becomes your terminal, right? So you can do exactly the same thing that we're doing with Windows Git Bash, right? Like I mentioned earlier, CD stands for change directory, right? CD that will let you move out. So you can this, if you check this thing, it will, you know, provide a lot of code for, you know, meaning for this Git command. Right? So I shared it with Nana. I think she, you know, he will, you know, post it on the coding. You got error. Okay, you got error. So let me see. Can you allow it? Is there any way that you can allow it anyway? It's like coming from a different source, unknown source, something like that. Is there a way to think, to allow it anyway?
If you put it, I couldn't cut it from the chat, but if what's it, Krishna, if you put it in Google, you see that it will. Unfortunately, I don't have a Mac, but it looks like this is being blocked by your computer. So let's see. I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it on my side.
Okay.
Yeah, so keep going.
CD move up. I mean, let's say you are on deck on user, and then you want to go to desktop, so that will move you up, right? Let's say you are below your desktop. Inside desktop, let's say you have another folder called academic. Inside there, you have another folder. If you want to go up one level, you do CD . So you will exit the folder that is you are inside to the folder that it contains. Go up one more. Let's say you have a folder in your desktop called academic. If you are inside academic, you CD . It will move you from academic to desktop, because desktop is above academic. Right.
It's like hitting a backslash, right?
Yeah. Yes, somebody, I'll just post a direction on the chat. You can allow the system preference, go to your security and privacy on the Mac. Right. So for Kushner, do that. Okay, so, right. These are some basic commands. Now you can download the Anaconda by clicking the following link, or just search Anaconda Python, download it, or Anaconda downloads, right? So it will select the Mac for you, right? It will select Mac. Then you click on download here. Okay, so once you do this, okay, let me look at the messages. All right. Okay. So now you click on download. Once the download is done, you need to open it. Go to your download and then click on this, right? And it will you will see this message. At least I think the last time that I did this was the beginning of this month, right? So I believe it's the same thing for now. So you gotta click on allow. Click on allow. Once you click on allow, it will take you here. You click on continue. Continue, right? And then click on continue again, this continue. And then agree to the term of the license. Click on agree and then install it. Right, you will get this message again, click OK.
So all this is for Mac users, right?
Yeah, all these for Mac, right? So continue, agree, and then click OK. Yeah, Mac is different. And once you click OK, then that's it, it will install your Anaconda completely, right? So if you want me to go back to a specific file page, let me know, but this is how you install it on Mac. Okay. So I want to go back now to our Jupyter notebook. Now, we want to talk about this. So if you want to write a text, like a markdown text, right, you will start with this, something like this, right? So for example, in this day one, we did install Anaconda. So if you want to, you will say space, there have to be space between the pound symbol and the install, right? So installing Anaconda. And then you see the place where it's a code, you go there and then you change it to markdown cell, right? And if I run it, you will see it become just a text. If I want it to be smaller, then I will double click on it, right? My double click is not working here. But if you want to make it smaller, you do 2 pound symbol, right? 3, make it even smaller, right? But if you want to just have a bullet, then you say this, right? Installing. So install git, right? And then you want to be a markdown cell, right? And then you click enter, that's give you a bullet point. So this will allow you to have some note throughout your code, right? So that 10 years from now, you know what you were doing. Even somebody come after you, they know exactly what you were doing. And then another way to have a text inside your code is this. You don't change the cell at all. You leave it as a code, and then you just intro to Python. Right, and then you can run this, you don't get any error message because of the the pound symbol here, right? So these are important. And then
sorry,
yeah.
I'm still with I still have a colon there instead of the running sign there. How do I switch that?
This one?
Yeah, well, no, the next one where it says in brackets 1 colon, and then you have that next sign there. The
No, I don't get that either. I don't get that either.
How do you get it? Because mine just says in what 2 colon and then there's nothing happening.
Yeah, I get the same thing too.
Do you know what I mean?
Are you talking about which one? The install Git or intro to Python?
Intro to Python. In front of it, you have that sideways triangle, black triangle and the line. I don't have that. So how do I get that? What do I need to click on?
I have the same problem.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to let you guys know that. So you need to click on run. How to run a Jupyter notebook?
I try. I do that. I click on run and just goes to the next line or adds another line.
Intro to Python, right?
Okay. Well, let me put intro to Python in there. Python, and then if I go run, it just switches to the next line.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, that's normal because we didn't change the cell. If you change the cell, and then if you run it now, it will change. So this is another way. If you leave it as a code, this is fine. You don't see anything here, right? That's fine. This is one way because you can have this, and then you can have your code inside. You run it, your code will give you the result, but you don't get any error message. But if you don't have this, if you run it, you get error message.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, but somehow I guess mine is actually not running.
Yeah, mine is not there.
So I'm in intro to Python, but as I said, you have that triangle, that sideways triangle, and the black line there in front of the line.
That arrowhead and the vertical line, I'm not getting that either.
Right.
Oh, you're not getting this?
Yeah, I'm not getting that. I have the same problem that Professor Heinbockel has.
Okay, let me see. What is it? Widget. Go to widget.
Okay.
What is it? Embed in
widgets, okay.
Let me come here. View. Toggle. Let's see that. Okay, that view toggle toolbar. So that hide mine. You see. So now go to view again and then toggle toolbar. Maybe that will make it. You will see.
No,
not really.
Not really.
It could also be that you see the professor has trusted. You see next to where you have the Python icon, where you say next to the logout, below that you have the kernel. To the left of that you have trusted. Okay.
Yeah.
Professor's kernel is trusted. Yours might not be trusted. So
no,
make sure
mine.
yours.
Sorry. Yeah, mine is untrusted.
Yeah. So make it trusted. Yeah. Make it trusted. Otherwise, you're saying, hey, I'm running something that I don't trust. So of course, it's not going to run. It's a risk, right? It's a security risk if you don't, if it's not trusted. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting this. No.
You don't see run, stop, this, you don't see them?
No, I see that, but I'm not able to get that arrow sign and the vertical bar. Like
this one?
No.
Down. You see where it says intro to Python.
Right in front of where it says before the line, there's an arrowhead and a line. That sign does not show up.
No, move your cursor down. I'll tell you where to stop. Move your cursor down. Down. To left.
Oh,
left.
this one. This one.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
How do we get that?
I came with it. I don't think I did any thing differently. Maybe depend on the browser. Which browser are you using? I'm not sure.
I'm using Google Chrome.
Yeah, Google Chrome, same here.
I'm using Internet Explorer.
So maybe
I'm not using Google Chrome, right? So
I think you may be running the Markdown instead of code. Make sure that when you say insert, the code, you see, it has to be.
Yeah, I got code.
Yeah, it has to be a code. I think Markdown also gives you the right.
Markdown, if Markdown, you don't see.
Exactly.
Markdown, you don't see code also, I don't see.
Yeah, Markdown you don't see, but if you come code,
then you don't see. You don't see.
You don't see.
Code.
I just want to say I'm on Google Chrome and I'm getting what the professor is getting. So hopefully we can troubleshoot whatever the issue is.
Okay. What is it that we're not doing? Kind of.
Okay. In any case, we can run the cell without this. So by pressing Shift Enter, you hold on to Shift and then you hit Enter. That will run it. Shift Enter, yeah.
It just adds more cells.
Yeah, it will add one more cell below it. So we are learning how to write command inside our cell, right? We can have a markdown cell, or we can have a cell, and then we write stuff in there, right? So let me copy a text and then just, and then let's say you want to comment, a paragraph, right? So you want to comment a paragraph, for example, I'm just gonna copy, a random text, right? So you are here, right? If you wanna copy, you see your question mark, the key that is above your question mark, like a hyphen symbol, you press that 3 times, right? So, and then you, let me make sure, it's a markdown cell. Let me change it to code cell. You gotta change your cell to a code cell, and then you press that 3 times, 1, 2, 3, then you will see that. And then you paste, if you have a long paragraph there, even if it is that, and then you run it, you don't get an error, right? Sometimes you have a long paragraph that you want to insert in your code. You can do it by doing this 3 hyphen if you want to add more comments. If it's just 1 or 2 sentences, you can use this, right? This method.
So how we can do 3 dot or 3 is it in between?
Your keyboard on your right hand side, you see question mark?
Yes, question mark. Mm-hmm.
And then the keyboard that is above that, you got quotation, and then the other one, you got 2 quotations on there. So just press that button 3 times, then you will get these.
Apostrophe.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. But make sure your cell is a code cell.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you can paste, as long as as many sentences that you want. You won't get any error message, right? The reason why you do that, you don't want to keep typing pound symbol and then for each sentence that will take a long time. You just do this and then put your comment in there, and then that's it. You can run your code, no error.
No error. But it's showing 2 quotation, not 2 and high. Okay, quotation mark. Okay. Now, what is the difference between trusted and untrusted? I think.
Yeah. This trusted.
Yeah. So let me come in here a little bit. So you see, trusted. We have the same thing with Codio. If you are using Codio, if your environment is not trusted, the operating system, especially if it's like Windows 10, is saying, hey, I don't trust it, I'm not going to run it. So it's just there as an editor. Because when you say run, you are using the resources on your computer, right? It could be a write, it could be a read, it could be update memory. And so if you don't trust the process that's doing that, then it's a risk. So your computer will say, well, fine, it's there, you don't trust it, I'm not going to do anything. Okay, so the kernels have to be trusted so that it's not like a hack, it's not like someone's fake thing that you're running that will zap files from your computer and ship it somewhere. Okay, so this is saying, hey, you know what? People in the Python community trust this kernel. You're not the first one using it. Other people have used it, and it hasn't created a problem on their computer. So that's what the trust means. It's just a precaution, just a security precaution. Right?
Thank you. And also, you're showing some merging in the beginning, merging one cell to another cell. Can you show it again? And also bullet. Yeah. So the bullet one, how can you get the bullet instead of pound sign?
Okay. So if you wanna get the bullets, let's I'm here, I'll do star shift number 8, that's star and then space, right? And then I will say, for example, then I will change the cell to a markdown cell, right? Once you do that, shift enter or you run it, it will be a bullet.
Okay.
So if I want to create a new cell below this, I need to press A, because if I'm inside, it become blue. I click outside, inside green. I click outside, become blue. Then I press A, it will create cell above it. If I press B, it will create a cell below it. If I want to delete this cell, I click outside and then press X, it will delete it. I want to delete this, I click outside the cell, press X, it will delete it. Same thing here. Yes, see a message. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now let's talk about data types. So I want to make that as a title, data type in Python. So integers. So we have integers. So I want to do this as a bullet. Integers. So markdown cell. Integers. Right, so integers like the word, like whole numbers, negative side, positive side, like 1, right? And 1 plus 1, so that's an integer, right? So 1 is an integer. If I just run it, just 1, right? I didn't print anything, I just run it. So 1 plus 3. So integers like the word, it has no decimal. So negative whole number, positive whole number, including 0, right? Those are integers. Right. So if there is a method called in Python called int also, right? If your number is not in integers method, you can use this, it will transform into int, right? So the integers, one is an example. In addition to integers, we have floats. Think about float as real numbers, right? So it has to have a decimal float. Let me make this a bullet also. So float, right? For floats, like 3.14. Right, this is a float. How do I know that? I can check the type. If you say type, what type of thing is this? It will say float. For 1, if you type, you look at the type of for 1, it will say integers, right? Even if I change it to 1.0, then it becomes float, right? So that's the difference between integers and float, right? So numbers, they are all numbers, but these don't have decimal symbol. If you have an integer, they don't have decimal symbol on it, right? But floats can have decimal symbol on it. Even 3.0, that's also negative 3.0 is a float, right? So even irrational numbers are floats, right? So in addition to that, we have things called there is a method called float. You can also convert your numbers from integer to floats and vice versa. So the next thing is string. So string, I want to make that as a bullet point. So string is like a sequence of character, right? For example, in Python, if you want to define a string, it has to be between quotation. All the string must be between quotation. For example, you can have a strings in this double quotation, right? So this, you will not have a problem, right? If you check the type, right? If you check the type of this, it will say strings. Oh. So it's a string str. You can also have it in a single quotation. So let me just say type, instead of a double quotation, I have single quotation here, single quote. Then I'll run it, it's a string. So you have a choice to use either double quotation or single quotation, right? So space is also a string. If I do like this, and I only have empty space, if I run it, it will be a string. If I add more space, it will still be a string. Right? So be careful, especially with indentation and stuff. Space, Python will consider as a string, right? So strings, we have a lot of methods with strings. Right? We can add strings together. We can split them, right? We can make them capital case, lowercase, and so on, right? But before we do operation, with strings, let's do some operation with numbers, right? So with numbers or integers and float, we have additions, right? Like a basic addition. We have multiplications, right? You can easily multiply them by using the star symbol. So 2 times 3 will give you 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. You can do that. Let me create more cells. And then divisions, let's say 10 divided by, or 11 divided by 2, for example. You see the result is 2.5. But there is another division called integer division. So 11 divided by, I'll use divide again. So this is, so I want to add here division. Right, so we got this. So this is integer division. So here it will return only 5. I will only get the integers part of it. It doesn't return, the decimal part.
Just rounding up. What if you do 10 divided by 0?
Oh, that's undefined. You get error message, right? Unless you define some expression, you get error. Oh, you see, it's giving me a lot of trouble already. It's a divided by 0 error. Right. 0 divided by error. Right. So now, in addition to that division, we have a method called a module. So it will return the remainder of the division. So if I say 11 mod 2, it should return 1. If you divide 11 by 2, everybody get 5, the remainder is 1. So it will return exactly what's left after the division. This is very important, especially when we want to check whether or not a number is odd or even, right? We use this module function.
This how 1, what does it mean? 11.
The remainder. If you divide 11, yeah, the remainder, yeah. So this will return the remainder of the division. Right. So power. So power, we use a lot of power or exponent. So if I want to take 2 to the power 1/2, for example, so I will use star 2 times. So star, and then 0.5. This means square root of 2, and then run it, right? So star mean power, right? If I want 3 square, I'll do 3 star star 2. That'll give me 9.
But why would anyone want to do this? You can do the same thing in Excel, right?
Yeah. In fact, you will learn later on that Python has a built-in function called sqrt that will just do it for you, right? But this is one way to do it.
Okay.
So now, are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a strings, then we can do a lot of stuff with strings. So we can make, let's say, I will say name equal this. Let's say Musa. Let me make everybody lowercase. Right. So there is a method called upper. Right. Uppercase will make your character, all uppercase. Right. So you will say name that upper. Right. So you see, it will turn everybody to uppercase. Right. So if you say, so this is upper method. So title, so you will just make somebody get a message. I have to leave. Yeah, I think so. The presentation will be made available. So now there is another method called title. Right. So the title method will change the first character. Right. So I will say name that title. Right. So only M will be capital, everything else will stay as lowercase. So upper, lower. Now there is another method that we call it split. You can split your strings, right? So let's say I have these, I can say email equal this mdumbia@howard.edu. Right. So if name equal that, then I can split it at the @ symbol. I can say email that split. So I want to split at the @ symbol. So I gotta specify that, right? You see, it has been split into 2. Right. Are we good? Okay. Any questions so far? So there is a lot of method with string called end with, start with. This Python code building block you will need this class. Yeah, this is very basic, right? It's a basic course. Right. So there is a lot of method you can, if you have time, you can search string method in Python. There is a method called start with, end with, right, and so on, right. There is another method called length, so len, stand for the length of your string. So if I have an email here, length of my email, I want to know how long is it? It will tell me I have a 19 character in there, right? So you see, I've been setting this equal to, so this is mean I say email equal this. So I'm defining variable here, this is variables, right? So there is, in Python, we have a restriction for variable name, right? There is a restriction for variable name. So you cannot start a variable with numbers or special character. You cannot start with that, right? So I cannot say, for example, if I say 3 m, so 3m equal, let's say here, Musa. I cannot have that. I get error message, right? Even if I use underscore, you cannot start variable with that. You cannot start with a special character either, right? You can say M3 equal that, you don't get error message, right? And then the variable is on the left side, right? You don't want to set this, you don't want to set this equal to your M3 variable on the left and then the value on the right, right? Otherwise, if you do this inside, you might not, your code might not know what this, what's the value of M3 stand for. You know, you get an error message, right? So variable on the left, the value on the right. So let me delete these. Any questions so far? Okay, let me look at the chat. Oh, okay, good. Okay, no questions. Right, so keep that in mind when you're defining your variables. If you want to use in numbers, they have to be at the end. Right now, I've been running these, right? Instead of running, you see, every time I run, I get outputs, input, output, input, output. So if you don't want to see that, you know, you can run it. Let's say I would say print, you can print it. If I say print M3, then you don't see the output anymore. You will just print it out. It will say Musa. And then you don't see either this thing. Let me see here, M3. If I write M3, it will print Musa, but you have quotation. But if I print it, I don't get quotation around it. Right, let me see how questions do we have a file before query? Which file? Or save file. Python, Jupyter Notebook automatically save, but yeah, it will automatically save it, right? If you wanna make sure, you can click on the save button here also. Right. John, I don't know when will be if there is a break in between, or if let me know. I don't know anything about that. So, right.
If you like, we could take a 15-minute break. We've taken one last week twice. So if you want to take maybe a 10-minute break and then come back at 1 o'clock, or 15-minute break and have everyone come back at 1:05, we can do that. Okay,
that's fine. That's fine. Let's do that.
Okay. So 10 or 15.
Yeah, you can take a 15-minute break. That's fine.
Professor Doumbia, can I ask you a question during the break?
Yes.
I think Professor Heinbockel and I have the same problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm following everything you've done, except that, you know, in front of each of these text boxes, you have that the right arrow key and the vertical line.
Yeah, this one.
I tried every single prompt to get those. I'm not able to get that. I ran through the entire menu. I did everything. I pressed everything.
It didn't show up.
Yeah. I have. Let me save everyone. So I had the same thing. So I've been able to replicate that when I use Firefox, and I posted that in the chat. I have my ins with no arrows, and at that point, your only option will be to use the keyboard shortcut or use the menu options to run the code. I will dig into that, but I'm sure the professor also can find it. Will share that with you. But it's not an error. It's just the behavior of the browser.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You can use a shift enter or run.
Yeah, that's basically what I had to do. I had to always go up where it says run, and I don't know, maybe for you maybe it's automatically set to run when you just hit return. But for me, I actually, excuse me, you have to go up and hit the run, and then it runs.
Shift hit run.
You don't have to go to run. You can now press shift enter.
Yeah.
Shift.
Yeah,
okay. The shift
down
plus enter. Yeah, you hold it to shift and then you press enter. This will run your code. Shift enter, shift enter.
Yeah.
The shift enter that is in your right hand side, that's quicker.
No, it's not working for me.
Huh?
It's not working. Do you think if I use Mozilla, the problem might be solved?
Yeah, maybe you have an Apple, so we probably are talking the Mac.
Oh, yeah. If you are using Apple, then it's
using a regular OS, regular Windows.
I'm using Windows.
Is it possible to share your screen? I mean, sure. The professor is fine, since we are
Here you go. Can you see my screen?
It's coming. No, we still have the professor's screen shown.
Oh, let me see if I can allow multiple sharing.
Otherwise, you can do a breakout and then either push me in the breakout room.
Yeah, let me stop sharing my windows first, and then see if I can allow multiple sharing. Yeah, I think maybe Stacy is the one that will allow you to do that.
Maybe,
yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Allowed to do what exactly?
Multiple sharing.
Like a student sharing their screen?
Yeah.
It's already on multiple sharing.
Oh, okay. Can you try to share? You see the arrow, the green arrow?
Yeah.
It's a share screen. Yeah, click on that. Then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exactly. That's exactly what I got. And what browser is this? This is.
I'm using Google Chrome.
Oh, this Chrome. Yeah, mine is Firefox, and I got the same error. Now, when it could be that you may want to restart, but it's not an error. I mean, it's just the functionality of the browser at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you always can use Shift Enter. In fact, I don't use that left hand side arrow. I always use Shift Enter.
How come you're not able to see my screen when I do a screen share? I'm doing a screen share. It's not.
We see it now. Okay, so hold down. Yeah, name is not defined because you see above there's no number assigned to. That means you've not run the line.
You did not run it. Yes.
So that hasn't been executed.
No, back up one more.
Name you call
Shift Enter. Yeah, run that.
There we go.
Yeah, run
now
that.
You see a number came. Okay. Now you have
it's not letting me do anything here.
Now it's working.
Name the title. Okay, because now that should run that again, because now you have name defined, line 27. In 27, yeah, when you run that, it will go to 35. There we go. Now you have that. Okay, so if name, name is an object. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. That was my problem, because all the other things I could do here, the mathematical formula, but here I didn't know I have to run both lines.
Exactly.
Yeah, you gotta run all of them.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. I will stop.
And the trick is to look for the dot. What comes before the dot? Okay, that is says an object. So, take an object and apply a function to the object. So
you gotta run email first.
Yeah,
okay, run email. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Live and learn. Thanks very much.
Okay, cool.
Can you now, Professor Dumbia?
Yes.
Okay, now tell me what I should do.
Okay.
Can you see there's no arrow, there's that right arrow and the
No, I only see the anaconda page.
So
yeah. This is saying there's a newer version of anaconda that you don't have.
I don't see a Jupyter notebook. I only see the anaconda here.
So what did I do wrong?
Share your windows, your complete windows with us, or share just the anaconda. I mean the Jupyter notebook. If you go to share, make sure you select the one that is a Jupyter notebook.
Okay, here you go. Is this what you want?
You didn't share it.
I'm sharing it right now. Is this what you want?
Yeah, can you close the Anaconda? Close that. I'm seeing Anaconda. I don't know if anybody else is seeing the Anaconda.
We just see your install. We don't see the other one.
Yeah. So we want with Jupyter Notebook.
Let me move it to this. Let me move it to this. Now it's all stuck. It's all frozen.
Yeah, it's your bandwidth. I think you have a bandwidth problem.
Is this what you want to see?
No, nothing. Nothing is coming.
Okay, can you share?
Okay, give me 1 second. Are you able to see this?
Yeah, this is your Anaconda thing. Only your Anaconda.
So where do you want me to go? I've got out of my programming page.
Maybe you need to completely close the Anaconda page.
Okay.
So
page.
I don't know. How you got your Jupyter Notebook from the Anaconda Navigator, right?
I got it from you. Don't ask me to go to Git. I got it from Git.
Okay. So minimize the Anaconda Navigator that is open. Can you minimize that?
I did.
Yeah. Now, if you share, you're trying to show me your Jupyter Notebook, right?
No, Jupyter Notebook I closed.
Oh, okay.
So you want me to show you? You want me to show you?
No. What do you want to show me?
I wanted to show you that my programming page. It was the right arrow and that vertical line which Professor Heinbacher was talking about. That doesn't do anything. It doesn't run any of the code which I follow all the code which you were talking about. But when I try to run it, nothing runs on my side.
What about the cell? Do you make sure that the cell is on code?
Yes, I clicked on code.
Okay. Instead of running, did you try Shift Enter?
I did Shift Enter. Nothing happened there either.
I want to see. I do want to see. Now it's
can you see my screen?
This is your Git bash. Can you minimize your Git bash windows? It's open.
Okay, I'm going to minimize it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Now I don't see your Jupyter Notebook. Can you show me your code? I'm only seeing your windows now. Yeah. Maybe that's it. What is your?
This is.
No, that's not it. Yeah, maybe that's it.
No, this is WebEx.
Where do you have your code? No, that's a Git bash.
I closed it. I can go back into. See here, Anaconda.
Yeah, you can open Anaconda and then open the.
Open Anaconda.
No, just go to the Anaconda. No, the navigator. You can do Anaconda.
Okay, here we are. By the way, when we come back from the break, if I'm not caught up, I log out because I don't want to hold up the rest of the class.
Okay.
If we can fix it before they come back from the break, fine. If not, I don't want to hold up the class. I'll just log out.
Okay, we got 5 minutes. Okay, now launch your Jupyter Notebook. Go down a little bit. Jupyter Notebook should be somewhere. Launch the, yeah, on the left. Click on launch. Okay. What is your Python? Is it on entire?
Yeah, in front of Python here. Here this
okay.
is.
Yeah, click on it.
Okay, here we are. See, this is what I'm saying. That right arrow, that vertical box is not there.
Okay, click inside the cell.
I did. Here we go.
1 plus 1. Type 1 plus 1.
Plus 1. Okay.
Yeah, and shift enter.
Shift enter.
Yeah, that worked. Right.
I don't need the right arrow under that.
No, you don't need that. Shift enter work all the time. In fact, I don't use that arrow. I don't. I only use shift enter.
Got you, sir. Got you, sir.
Shift enter is quicker.
We are on the same page now. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. I'll be back. Okay. I think it's 106 now. So let's continue with printing. Right. So one of the techniques that you can use while printing, depending on how you want your output to be, is a center. So you can say print this, but I want it to be center, right, this much, right? So you would say, for example, if I take M3, I want M3 to be center, right? I want it to be center like 60 space to the right. So you will see the name should go to that, right? If I move it, I want it to be further right, I can say 100. See, we'll get, yeah. Right, so that's one thing that you can use to modify your printing. Okay. So I can say X equal hello, and then a Y equal welcome, right? And then I can print both X and Y separated by comma. So you can do that. You can also use this technique when you're printing. We call it the format method. So you will, let's say, I will just, let me put this one here, X be my name, and then Y is that. So I can now do the following. I will say, hello. I will leave this, the placeholder here, right? So that placeholder will be maybe replaced by my name, right? And then I want it write welcome, right? So I can do that by saying this, hello Musa, so welcome. Or let me do that one by one. So I have this, I can do this, hello, welcome, welcome, right? And in this placeholder, I just want it to be, to hold the place for X, right? I want X to come here, right? So if I run this, it will say, hello, Musa, welcome. So let me just put this here, run it. So this is a placeholder for whatever variable that I want it to be there, right? You can have more than one placeholder, right? So any question about this placeholder? So again, X is Musa. I can say my number, I'll just say number equal 3, right? So I can use the same thing, but here I will call, instead of that, just let me call this one 3. So if I want to print, I would say, hello, my name is Musa, and then my number is 3, right? Oh, somebody got a message. I did not return Musa. Oh, you have to set X equal Musa first, right? X equal Musa, right? And then hello, placeholder. And then after that, welcome. And then after the quotation symbol, dot format. But yes, it has a hello, hello. Make sure your X is not equal to, it should be hello Musa, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
actually,
yeah, I got extra.
It does do it in, yeah, it does work. It does work for me with my name.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, not
yeah, so only one hello, right? because I initially had one of the variables set to hello. Maybe that's why. Or it should say only one hello, right? So instead of having empty, you can have something in there, right? And then when you go to format, then you have to specify the value of those parameters, right? So let's say here, this is that, and then y, let me have it this, let me have y here. So y equal 3, for example, right? So I can say the following, delete this. So I want 2 placeholder now. I want to use 2 placeholder. So I will say my name is Musa. Instead of Musa, I will have a placeholder here, right? And my numbers is, right? My number is, I'll have a placeholder here, is 3, right? And then that format, then I will have X, comma, Y. So the order doesn't matter. X mean, so first X, that would be here. The second number in the tuple will come here, right? So let me run this. For print, I gotta have a close parentheses here. You see, is and welcome are, what is this? Did that change? Let me run this. Okay. So you see, is and number 3 as are collided, right? So you need to have space, right? You need to have space between them. All right, then you will have it. My number is 3. Right, so you can have as many placeholders as you want. So instead of doing this, if you say you want, you can have a parameter here, and then you have a parameter here. Then in that case, the order doesn't matter. You can say 1 equal X, and then this is 1. I want to change this to 2. So let's say this parameter 2 equal Y. Right. So you can do that also. Right. And then run it, you get the same thing. So you can have it empty, you can have some parameters there, and then print it. Okay, everybody got that?
Professor Dubia, can I ask you a quick question, sir?
Yeah.
This is basic programming, and it's fine. I mean, I have no problem with this. But my question is, I want to know how to be able to run. I know all the basic multivariate techniques. I don't need anyone to teach me any of the multivariate techniques, but I want someone to show me how to run the different multivariate techniques within Python, like factor analysis, principal complex analysis, cluster analysis, discriminant analysis, multidimensional scaling, event history analysis. You know, any one of these things. I need somebody to show me how to run it within Python. Are you going to be doing it in the session when we come back from spring break?
The session, I'm not sure. The session will come after spring break. I think that's just finally, let me make sure. This is basically an introductory course. That section is about pandas data frame and then web scraping, right? I think that's what it is. I have it here. Web scraping training detail. Yeah, it's web scraping, and when we come back, it will be web scraping, Matplotlib, Seaborn, data visualization, Plotly, and interactive data visualization.
Hey, hey, can you hear me? Hi. Okay.
Yes.
So I have office hours on Thursdays from 4 to 5. So I could definitely help you with that. Even though I know it's not on the schedule, but yeah, we can probably talk about that. If that's what you just want to learn, just using scikit-learn. Yeah, we could definitely talk about that.
Would you be able to send me? I'll put my email address in the
Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. I'll post that on Slack. Yeah. Oh, I could post it on here as well. Yeah.
Could you post it in chat group and then I'll take it and I'll log out because I teach at 2 o'clock.
Okay. So my office hours is Thursday 4 to 5. So I'll send all the details. Yeah. Right.
Thursday 4 to 5. I'll teach till 5 o'clock, so we'll have to find another time frame. So
yeah, we could do 5 to 6 if that works for you. Yeah.
5 to 6 work.
Yeah.
You can just put your email address in the chat group. I'll log out. I don't want to disturb any of you any further.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So with string, we learn title, uppers. We know how to format our string, and we know how to find the length of our strings, and we can also remove space. Remember, space is a string. For example, if I have a s equal this, let me put some empty space. Let's call it space, right? So if you look at the length of this, if you look at the length, you will see that it is longer than how many characters we have here because of these strings, empty string that we have. So there is a method called strip, L strip, Y strip. So you mean you are taking away the empty space that they have, right? So for example, I want to say the first one, or L, left. Let me just call it S1. So for S1, I want to remove the space that is on the left, right? So it will be S1 is equal S dot L strip, right? So once you do that, you will look at this. Let me look at the length of S1. It will be less than S. The length of S is 9. Look at the length of S1. It's 6. Right. So this method will remove the empty space that is on the left. And then I can define S2 is equal S when we remove the empty space from the right, R strip. Then I will look at the length again, the length of S2. Look at it. Oh, R strip. Right, so that is 8, right? Then now, if you want to remove all of them together, you just use the word strip. So it's equal S dot strip. And then let's look at the length of that, right? See, we got exactly the first end of the 5 letter that we have, SPAC. Right. Let me look at that message. Okay. Are we good so far? So if you want to link into this, you can call this one left, because you're doing left strip. You can say left equal this, and then you look at left here. Right. You say right equal this because you're doing the right strip, and then right here, the right strip, and then you got it, the same thing. Okay, so we talk about numbers and strings. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is list. All right. Like I said, these are not the only method that strings has. They have a lot of methods. So feel free to visit very many. Right. So a list, right? I used to store, multiple items, right? Like a list of students, a list of courses, the list of grocery items, right? So, and then there must be between square brackets, right? For example, I can have, let's say my first list or my list equal this, yeah. Right, so my list equal here, I can say orange. Right, so grape, and what is it? Banana, and then so on. So this is a list of right fruits that I have. And then if I type my list, in fact, I only need the first three characters or two, and then hit tab, it should auto-complete it. If I run it, it will give me the exactly list that I have, right? So if I want to add, so let's say here, add. If I want to add a list to it, right? Add new member to a list, right? So if I want to add a new member to a list, for example, if I want the member to be at the end, the list, I will use append, right? But if I want it to be at a specific location, in Python, the index start at 0. So this is at location 0, orange is at 0, grape is 1, and banana is 2. So if I want the list to be at the end, so it will be at the location 3, I can use append, right? Append method. This will add, let's say another. So let me just put mango here, right? And then I will look at my list again to make sure that mango has been added, right? So mango has been added at the end, right? So if I want it to be added at the location 0, right? So let me show you. If I grab it location 0, first of all, what does that mean? What element that should give? That is orange. Orange is at index 0, right? So list member at index 0. So at index 0, so this is orange, right? If you change it to index 1, that will give you, index 1 should be grape, right? Index 3 should be our mango, right? So the last element is mango. So if you don't want to know the length of your list, but you want to get the last one, right? You use -1. -1 will return the last element. The last member of the list, right? So my list index -1 will return the last index, or the last element that is in my list. Right. So I can also add a member using index. So I can say my list. I want to say my list at index 1, for example. I want that to be equal to, let me think another, let me just say salad. I don't. So grape, orange, mango. Right. So let's say here salad. Right. And then let's print our list. Right. So it's being changed the one that is in the index 1. So if you look at it, grape is gone and it has been replaced by salad, right? Because grape was in the index 1, and I used the index to replace it by salad. Got a lot of message here. Yeah, I might discuss this with John. Yeah. Right. So that's that. Any question about this operation with list so far? So with list, you can, let's say, second list equal, let's say second list equal this. So I want to have this meat, fish, like a seafood, right? So let's set this, and I want to add these two together. So there is a basic operation that you can do to add these two. So also my list, just a plus, this will concatenate them. So second list, see, it add all of them together, right, with a simple plus. So let's say you don't want this seafood in there at the end. You can use the pop method. So pop method will take care of that, right? And then if you can pop using the exact index So let's say you want to pop meat, then you gotta say. So let me store this to a list or some list. Right, so I'll call this one the sum list, equal that. And then I want that sum list, right? Let me do this here. I want to get rid of one of the items, for example. So I will use pop method, right? If I don't specify an index, then it will remove the last one. In fact, you will see that it will return seafood, right? And if you look at your sum list, you will see that that is gone. Seafood is gone, right? But you can also mention the index. Let's say I don't want meat there. So that's index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be index 4. And I will, that pop, right? That pop method, it will remove the meat. If you look at it, the meat will be gone, right? So you can add element to list, you can remove them, right? You can add two lists together. And then, questions? Questions. So you can also use a method called sort, right? So if I right here, let me run this again. Yes.
Pop, how to get seafood? Some list pop dot, that is only got seafood, not all of them?
No, it will just remove the last one. If you don't, if you don't specify the index.
Oh, it's not specified. Okay, just the last one. Remove
the
last one.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, you remove the last one. So maybe we should write that down.
Quick question. Do you plan to cover functions and classes?
Yeah, functions. I am. But I'm not going to go deeper. I'm not sure if I should do object-oriented method.
The reason why I asked is that I think that would be helpful. So I have experience with software engineering. I have a degree in computer science. And from some of my interactions with people who don't have that experience, they can't write reusable code. And that makes it difficult to work with. Sometimes you have to rewrite some of the things they're doing so that they have some efficiency. So if you can do that for them, I think that would be great.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So you can add a note there, remove the last one. So, and sort method. So I'm gonna leave this there. I will set that sort. Right, so this sort method will organize your list in alphabetical order, right? If I look at it, so let me store it to a variable, right? So I'll call it sort list. I have a message again. Sort list equal that. And then when I look at it, what does it look like? It should be in alphabetical order. Sort list. My list that sorts. Why is not printing here? Maybe an intro or how to with reference will help. Okay, all right. So let me make sure that my kernel is not mess me up because it's not printing anything here. Usually sort should give me something. Let me even take this. And my list is defined. Some list. Let me clear the kernel. So sometimes you need to interrupt your kernel. So you come here, interrupt it, and then you can restart it, clear all output and restart it. Right, so I'm gonna come to my list, define my list. So I just run everything. That's a sum list. And before I even pop out, let me see why my sort cannot work here. It's a method that sort. Okay.
Can we display the list?
Yeah, let me.
After it's been sorted?
Yeah, I wanna do this. So equal that. It should display it. So let's say I want to see it. Well, let me go to a new cell. And it's not showing it. That's weird. Let me see. So it should, yeah, it will organize in alphabetical order. And I don't know why it didn't store it. Was anybody able to store it?
Because this is the stringer, that's why. This is not a number. This is a string variable. They can sort by string. How they sort a string variable?
Oh, yeah, that might be 8. Yeah, that might be 8. That might be 8. Yeah, you're right. That's why I'm not getting any outputs, right? So he's right. But we can do another method called copy. Right? In fact, when you start working with data frame, it's always a good idea to have a copy of your data and then work on that copy instead of the original data. So yeah, he's absolutely right. So let me see. I want to say copy list equal this. Equal our list. So sum list. What is our sum list right here? Okay, sum list that copy. So this will just store a copy of our sum list in there. Right, now you gotta have this. And then if you look at it, the copy is just contain exactly the same member as the original list. And there is another method called enumerate. So when you enumerate a list, even if you don't see any outputs, but what we'll do, it will split your list member as a tuple. So every member will have his own index. every member will have his own index. Every member have his own index. So for example, we will have orange will have index 0. So this is what it will return. So you will get orange index 0, orange, comma 0, right? And then you will have bananas, salads in comma 1. So that's why we'll do. This is important, especially if you want to look through a list, right? So you can grab both the index and the list member at the same time using the enumerate method, right? So you can sum list, sum and therefore list that enumerate, right? Or you enumerate. Enumerate that our sum list, right? So that's what we have. You have a tuple. You have a bunch of tuple. You have a bananas, comma 0, a fish, comma 1, mango, comma 2, and then so on, right? In fact, it will return the index first. So 0, comma banana, 1, comma fish, 2, comma mango, 3, comma meat. So index list member, index list member, index list member. Yeah, I have a message here.
You have to call the sorted object once it's sorted. So once you say sort, it will sort it and say, okay, I'm done. And then you have to display the object.
Oh, cars that sort. And then you look at cars. Yeah, let me share this. So Williams, so I couldn't copy. No, okay, so I don't know if you can see that. So he got cars, for example, equal Ford, right? And then the BMW.
And Volvo, say.
Yeah, so Volvo.
Okay.
So Volvo.
And then we sort.
Okay, so that's sort. That's what you did?
Yes. Yeah, or even cars dot sort. I mean, the cars dot sort, and then cars. So that's consistent with your example. Okay. So now when you run this, nothing will happen. But once you say cars, it's going to tell you, well, this is sorted. Yeah.
Yeah. So hours, let's look at hours. So we didn't need to sort it to a new variable. So where is it again? Okay, so hours sorted. And then when you look at sum list, let's say if we give something, we'll sort it. Yeah, it's in alphabetical order, right? B, F, M, G.
Yeah.
Right. So there was no need to sort it to a new variables. That's
exactly. So this is in place. Yeah, that's in place.
Good. So we did copy, we did enumerate. You will see that this is important, especially when you are looking through a list and its index, right? What else we can do with list? Okay, so we might come across when we start coding about the list. Now, the next thing that I want to mention is the dictionary. So dictionaries are just store key value. So every key has a value. And then there will be inside a curly bracket, right? Key value, key value, key value. So first dictionary. So an example is this, right? You can have, actually, let me put it this way, name underscore GPA. So I will have here Mike, GPA 5. So Bertram, 4.0. And then Sean. So GPA 3.8. And then Alexa. I'm just building, manually constructing dictionary right here. This is an example of a dictionary. Right, so key value. So the first, these are the keys, and then these are the value. Keys value, key value, right? And then, right, so this is how you define a dictionary. They have to be between curly brackets, right? So let's say 3.2. So if you want to grab an element in the dictionary, you have to use the key, right? You have to use the key method. So let's say name GPA. So if I want to have a value 3.7, I have to grab a mic, right? So if at mic, that should return 3.7. So you grab it by the key, right?
How to grab key? What do you mean by key?
Oh, these are the key. Key
That's the card.
value. Huh?
What is how to grab mic? So it's the that bracket. Okay, I understand. Mm-hmm.
So dictionary, they don't have index.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah, they don't have index, right? You can add a let's say another students in here. Let's say name GPA. I will say a new student name. Let's say Rose. That we can assign a GPA of 4.0 also. And if you run your name GPA again, then you will see that she is there, right? Rose is here, right?
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So you can use pop method also in car in the dictionary. You can use pop. You can also use a copy method with dictionary, right? And then one of the most important things with dictionary is items. If you are looping through a dictionary, so there is a things called, so name GPA is very important, that items, right? This is very important. So it will return your keys and value as a tuples. Tuples, key value, key values, right? So this is similar to.
When you can use curly bracket, when you can use the third bracket. So what is the difference? I know you use curly brackets, and now you're using that third bracket.
Yeah, this is a dictionary. That's the difference. Let me make sure I mention dictionary. Okay. Yeah, so I gotta mention it here. I said, but I didn't write. So this is how we dictionary. It's different from list. They have to be between, actually, not here. I want to do it here. List. Yeah, right here. Right. So that's why we start with dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So list will be between square bracket, but dictionary between curly bracket. Right. So you can also use copy method. I don't know if I should do that here. So name GPA, you can use that copy. Right. So if you want to store that to copy GPA equal that. And if you look at copy GPA, you will see that it is exactly equal to the one that we have. Again, you can use that. You can use pop. If you want to pop something, you can do that. Let's say you don't want a student record here. You can say name GPA that pop, and then you use the key for that. So the key will be the name in this case. So let's say here, Mike. Right. Oh, pub, that pub. Right, so that pub. So if you look at your name GPA again, it shouldn't be, Mike should not be there. Right. So a key does not have to be a single thing. You can, let me make it a little bit complex. So complex dictionary. So we can have this. So I will say key one. Let me just put it this. But its value is a list. So I will say A, right, B, C, B, C, D, right? Let me stop at C. And then K2, key 2, his dictionary, that's a key. And then his value might just be just 2. Right, so let's say here, 1, 2, right? And then inside, you can have a dictionary inside here. You can say this one has a value pass. Let's say pass here. And then this 2 has a value fell. Right, so you can have a dictionary inside a list. You can have a list inside a dictionary, but you know, in any case, we should be able to grab whatever we want. Right, so now let me add a third key. Let's say key 3. So that value, let's just say 0. You can have this. So let's say I want to grab B. I want to grab B, for example. I want this. Am I missing something? Okay, got this. Oh, this. You want them to be as string. Right, let's see. For the list, list element, I got that right. List element should be separated by comma. So let me leave with that for now. List element should be separated by comma, right? That's a particularity about the list. Let me show you here. Between square bracket, and then every element has to be separated by comma, right? So that was the problem here. If you change any one of these by these, you would get error. See, so they have to be separated. That was the problem that I have here. So, but we can still grab us these elements, right? We can grab element here. So if I want to get B, I would just use complex dictionary. I would first grab the key, K1. So if once I grab K1, then I'll get ABCD, right? So if you have a list, you can grab them by index, right? You remember we can add the item by index. We can also grab by index. Let me come back here. List index 3 was the one in the third index, right? 0, 1, 2, 3. You always start counting at 0 for the index. So now, if I want to grab B, I have to grab it by index. So I copy this. Now, because this is a list now, I need to grab index 1. That will return B, right? That will return B. Okay. And then it could be, I don't know if you work with JSON file before. JSON file is basically like a nested dictionary. So you got dictionary, inside a list, inside a list, dictionary. So when you're scraping web, one of the headache is, locating where, where your information is, where you want to grab. right? Where it is, exactly where you want to collect. So you have a bunch of dictionary. Your JSON file is a bunch of dictionary. Dictionary can be extremely complex than these. Any question? Questions? So if I want to grab number 4, what should I do? What would be the code for that? If I want to grab number 4. I should grab, if I want to grab number 4, then I should grab K2 first. Once I grab K2, then I will grab the index 012. Then that will return the number 4. Right. So right here, K2, and then index 012. So 2, that will return number 4. Right. So list also can be complicated. We talk about that, how you grab an element from the list, right? It could be complicated as well. And I can have a list that have dictionary inside, and then inside a dictionary, you have another list inside, and then so on, you name it. But in any case, if it is dictionary, you go by the key. If it is a list, you go by the index, right? Any questions? Okay, so now let's talk about Boolean. Yes. Questions? So we talk about list, we got dictionary, now let's talk about Boolean, and then we are talking about tuples, and then we'll be talking about sets, and then do some basic operations. Yes.
Dr. Dumbia, this is John here.
Yeah.
I think it's almost close to 2 p.m. You want to continue with that tomorrow?
Yeah.
If it will take more than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it will. It will take more than 2 minutes. So
more than 5 minutes.
If I have to cover all of them, I can briefly talk about Booleans. Then tuple and set, we can do those tomorrow.
Okay, go ahead. If it will not take more than 5 minutes.
Yeah. So let's just do a Boolean then, right? So for Boolean, they all come to play when you're comparing 2 or more, values in Python expression, right? For example, this, and then the result should be true for if I say 10 is less than 3, right? This should return false, right? So 10 bigger than 3 is true, right? But you can have them, right? So 10 less than 3 or, right? So this symbol stands for or, so shift and the backslash, so you can use that for or, right? 1 less than 4. So one of them need to be true, right? If one of them is true, then this will be true. You see, 1 is less than 4, but even if 10 is less than 3, because this second condition here is true, then everything will be true, right? The result will be true because of you are dealing with or, right? If you change or to n, or mean either one, either this is true or this one is true. But if you change it to n, for example, change this to n, then even if 1 is less than 4, but this one is not true, then it will give you false. Both need to be true. Both conditions need to be satisfied for n to be true, right? So you can do the A equal A. So equal. So this is one of the operators that we use. It is false because Python is a case sensitive language. This is an uppercase, this is a lowercase, right? So that is false, right? But you can have these mixed with something else, right? Combine with or, so you can use the word or, right? Or 10 is bigger than 3, for example, right? Then it will become true. Okay, so we're getting close to I think we're gonna continue with these tomorrow. We're gonna cover the rest of topics. Thanks everybody for your patience. If there is any question, you can let me know.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Dumbia, for an excellent presentation on Python basics. So, and thank you all for coming. We'll continue with the Python same time tomorrow. And again, if you haven't signed in for your attendance, you want to check the chat area to do so. And then Dr. Ibel Nwafu will have a TA session this afternoon from 5 to 6 p.m. Again, check Slack for details on that. So again, thank you everyone for coming, and then we'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.